Diddy wasn't just facing bad press, he was staring down charges that could have sent him away for life. The biggest one? RICO. That's a federal law used to take down crime bosses. If convicted, the government could have seized his homes, businesses, even his music catalog. Then came the sex trafficking charges, one tied to Cassie Ventura and another involving a woman known only as Jane. These weren't just accusations. The feds said he arranged travel for them to engage in sexual activity, which is enough to trigger serious prison time, even if the people involved agreed to it. Two more charges followed, transporting individuals for prostitution, one linked to Cassie, one to Jane. And just like that, Diddy was facing 5 federal counts, and the possibility of everything collapsing. Rumors even spread that prosecutors had secret recordings, never shown in court, but enough to fuel speculation that this case was deeper than anyone thought. But no one was ready for how verdict day would actually go. And once the jury came in, everything shifted.
The energy in the courtroom was tense. Everyone knew the jury had reached a decision, but nobody knew which way it would go. When Diddy walked in, he was smiling at his family. Then he sat down, opened a book, and buried his head in it, trying to stay calm. His mother, his kids, even Dana Tran, the mother of his youngest, were all sitting behind him. And then the courtroom clerk stood up and started reading the verdicts. Count 1, RICO, not guilty. Diddy's family let out a breath. That charge alone could have ended everything. Count 2, sex trafficking, Cassie, not guilty. Someone in the gallery actually said, "Oh," out loud. Diddy rubbed his eyes and covered his face. Count 3, transportation for prostitution, Cassie, guilty. Silence. No reaction, just a shift in the mood. Count 4, sex trafficking, Jane, not guilty. Diddy fist pumped quietly in his seat. Count 5, transportation for prostitution, Jane, guilty. His son, Justin, bowed his head. Diddy clasped his hands in prayer and mouthed "thank you" toward the jury. The jurors gave nothing back, not even a glance. But things behind the scenes were even more intense than they looked. It's all tightly controlled, but emotionally, Diddy's courtroom was anything but. As the last count was read, Diddy dropped to his knees, right there in the courtroom, hands on his chair, praying hard. His legal team, they were breaking down too. His lead lawyer, Tenny Garagos, was crying, tears of joy. She's the daughter of famous attorney Mark Garagos, and this might have been the biggest case of her career. Then there's Mark Agnifilo, another veteran lawyer who delivered the closing argument. As soon as the final "not guilty" hit, he turned to the crowd and shouted, "Yeah." Here's what's wild. They didn't call a single witness, no expert testimony, no character defenses, nothing. It was a risky move, but it worked. And just as Diddy hugged his lawyers, his family broke down too. Dana Tran started crying. His son Christian literally danced in the hallway. The gallery clapped. The defense had survived the worst. But Diddy wasn't going home. Not yet.
Even though Diddy beat the 2 biggest charges, RICO and sex trafficking, he still got hit with 2 felonies for arranging travel for prostitution. Each of those charges could carry up to 10 years in prison. But because there's no prior record, sentencing guidelines might recommend something lower, maybe 12 to 24 months. Still, prosecutors weren't defeated. Lead attorney Maureen Comey, yes, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, was actually smiling a bit when court ended. Even with the acquittals, she knew those 2 guilty counts gave them leverage. And here's the part most people don't realize. Even if someone's acquitted of certain charges, the judge can still consider all the evidence, even from the not guilty counts, when deciding the sentence. That's federal law. So Diddy isn't off the hook yet. Right after the verdict, the judge asked Diddy if he wanted to go back to the Brooklyn jail, where he's been since September. He shook his head hard and put his hands together in prayer again. But when it came time to argue for release, prosecutors pushed back hard. Their argument? Diddy's a flight risk. He has private jets, homes overseas, and, according to past allegations, a history of violence. That was enough for the judge to deny bail until sentencing. So even though he dodged RICO and trafficking, he walked back into that holding cell, still in cuffs, still in jail. Financially, this trial has already done damage. Diddy's reported net worth is still around $400 million, but it's no longer secure. Several brands, including Ciroc, DeLeon, Tequila, and Revolt, have distanced themselves or paused deals. Streaming numbers have spiked, but sponsors are backing out. And there are still civil suits pending, including a rumored $20 million case that could reopen more drama. The guilty verdicts could also hurt his ability to license music, get investors, or even tour. Because federal convictions don't just go away, they stick. Sentencing is set for October 3rd, 2025. That's when the judge decides whether Diddy walks free or does time. In the meantime, probation officers will prepare a pre-sentencing report, victims may give impact statements, and both legal teams will file memos arguing for leniency or harsher penalties. Diddy's team could file an appeal, but that's unlikely before sentencing happens. And since he was acquitted on the RICO charge, the government can't go after his assets under forfeiture laws. That alone saved him potentially millions. But this isn't over. The charges may not have stuck, but the spotlight isn't fading. So is Diddy really free? Legally, he just avoided the kind of charges that could have buried him, but he's still behind bars. He's still facing sentencing, and his reputation, that might never fully recover. He told his family, "I'm coming home." But the truth is, he's not home yet. The next chapter of this story might be the most unpredictable one yet.